I review movie previews. What's up, good movie lovers, and welcome to a movie review for Black Swan. As always, there are going to be a lot of spoilers in this review, so if you haven't seen it yet, go ahead and check it out, or if you're not planning to, just be prepared to have the movie ruined for you. We will also be giving our ratings ahead of time, so that way you know how we feel and if we're recommending it for the big screen or not. So, with that said, Jonas, Darren Aronofsky's Black Swan, what would you recommend in terms of the ratings?
Definitely worthy of big screen video.
Regular price?
Regular price.
Okay.
I wouldn't recommend seeing it with your parents, but other than that...
You're controlling a mom who wants to, rule you?
Right.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Regular price, big screen, awesome movie. Darren Aronofsky doing another kind of exploration of the artist path and all that, and
I went to see this because of him. Like, I did not see it because it had Natalie Portman and Mila Kunis going down on each other, although that didn't hurt. I didn't go to see it, because it's about ballet.
Sure.
When I told my girlfriend I wanted to see it, she's like, "You want to see a movie about ballet?" She didn't, understand. And, yeah, like him, Fincher, the Coen brothers, these are people that, I'm a movie geek. I get geeked out when they come up with new stuff. And this did not disappoint. It was great. Script was great. Story was great. Acting was phenomenal. Natalie Portman was wonderful. I've never been a big fan of hers. I've never gotten what the big deal is with her.
Yeah.
I've never really been impressed by anything she's done cinematically. Maybe because of the role I most associate with her is Queen Amidala.
Sure.
Which is, not very fair to associate with an actor something penned by George Lucas. But
yeah, she's, again, she's a hot girl, so everyone's going to be kind of paying attention to her.
Right. She is great in this, and she deserves a nomination, and she was just all balls to the wall, phenomenal.
Yeah.
Forget about the fact that she became a master ballerina for this movie, which is pretty damn impressive.
Yeah,
she really played a very repressed person coming apart at the seams.
Yeah.
And she sold it, and I bought every second of it.
Yeah.
I bought her complete mental disintegration.
Sure. And I guess it's being said to be a companion piece with The Wrestler, and spiritually maybe, where The Wrestler's kind of like this guy who achieved the heights, and the story's about his downward fall, or coming to grips with somehow living without being associated with what made him who he was. And this is about kind of the girl, the artist on her way up, trying to achieve the stardom, trying to get there, and what it takes and how far she's willing to go, sort of thing.
I don't know if I see that. I mean, I understand they both are. I think they both talk about people that are willing to die for their art.
Yeah.
It's both about people that the performance is what the most important thing is, and they're willing to sacrifice
for
everything
the audience,
for that.
Yeah. It's both movies end with a swan song, literally. Doesn't Mickey Rourke do kind of the dive with his arms out or something?
It was the Ram Jam, whatever it's called, yeah.
And it's what is it, a camera shot up, and you just see him go, and then this one, she's falling down, but she kind of does the same thing.
Right.
Yeah,
but it's about that elusive state of artistic perfection.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing, is that this is about, the message of the movie about art is that you have to be technically flawless, but also you have to reach deep within and pull something out personally.
Yeah.
And that's the whole movie, is this. She's technically flawless, but she's too repressed. She can't reach in and pull that out.
Yeah. So, and then we get into the Jacob's Ladder-ish kind of weird reality shifting hallucination, and kind of we don't know what's going on. So, did that scare you, or did it kind of throw you off? It didn't really freak me out or anything, and I don't know if this movie was trying to be drama/horror movie, or if it's just more kind of it's just trying to be a psychological thriller with these kind of weird moments in it.
I think that's a testament to Aronofsky. They can pull off these total breaks with reality and these very surreal images of her pulling black feathers out of her own skin, and literally on stage turning into a swan. And that we accept that, and we're happy. We were I loved it. It was the most interesting part of the movie to me. Definitely, the movie wouldn't be what it was without it. I mean, that was why the movie was interesting. My one complaint with it is the first 2/3 of the movie are this very blatant, obvious, psych film 101 doppelganger imagery with here's her double, here's the shadow self. The fact that Mila Kunis has the Black Swan tattoo wings on her. Like, it couldn't be more obvious. They say, this is her shadow self. This is like,
Yeah. That's a little bit overboard.
Good White Swan, Black Swan. Like, very blatant and obvious,
Yeah. And the mirror imagery, I guess that's kind of a classic thing.
Right.
So in terms of, like, Oscar or critical praise for this, is it getting a little bit too much? You think it's going overboard just because maybe of her performance? And it's like, oh, we need to have a movie. It seems like every year there needs to be the movie that everyone's raving about. Is this that much of a complete Oscar awesome, amazing film that it's really deserving of all this?
I don't think so. I think it's a very good movie with very good performances and very interesting direction. I think Social Network was a vastly better film, top to bottom. Even in terms of Aronofsky's work, it's one of my least favorite of his.
Okay.
That being said, I still rank it above a lot of other movies, but it's in terms of his film, his filmography, I don't think it's one of his best ones.
I don't know if this is just the effect of seeing a lot of movies and just kind of, I've seen this story, like Jacob's Ladder kind of did something, Mulholland Drive has like some elements here, or like Repulsion or whatever. There's like 20 movies out there that kind of have elements of this, David Lynch or whatever. Kind of, for me, it's like, okay, I get, the breakdown and the imagery. It's not as fresh or as new maybe as it would have been, 10 or 15 years ago or something. But I can appreciate that what it's trying to do with this character. You don't really see a female again. It's another female-centered character where, like, True Grit had the little girl. So two great critically acclaimed movies that are kind of going for the female perspective, which is a good thing. I didn't get the true sense of why she's breaking apart. I kind of wish there would have been a little bit, like, what does it mean to her? I don't think they went far enough. Like Randy the Ram in The Wrestler. You get it, man. He was the superstar, but now he's like working at the deli. You kind of see it through him what it means to him. But it's like we see what she wants to be. She wants to be the Winona Ryder character. Get to that point. But what is her life before? Why is it so important?
It's all about perfection, though. She is all about. She wants to achieve that.
But it's like,
that
why
artistic
does it make
perfection, because that'll make her whole. That will make her complete. That's what she's looking for.
And she's probably gotten some of the neurosis from her mom. Let's talk about the mother character.
Barbara Hershey, right? Who was great. Great obsessive, controlling mom, and really dangerous and really scary. Like that scene where you kind of get a sense that like not everything's right, because like they're really kind of awkward interactions. But then with the kick, when she offers. It's like, oh, Mom, I don't want to eat that. And she's like, fine, let's throw it out there. Right? It's like, no, Mom, it's okay. It's okay. You get a sense of that really awkward dynamic.
Yeah, and then, like, the mother's just in that room, like, painting weird Scream kind of pictures or something.
Right.
It's like, what's that about? It's just, she's like...
And that's never explained either. That's just, the mom is obviously crazy.
So the mom used to also be a dancer?
Right. She's a failed dancer. Okay. She's a failed artist. And she's projecting all of her neuroses onto her daughter.
Oh, because there's a line or something like, I had to stop to take care of you.
Right, and she blames her daughter for that. You can
but doesn't she shoot back like, you were 29 when you had me? Or like that's an old age for a ballerina or something. The mother, can't blame it totally on her.
Right.
Usually in movies where you really connect with the main character, they're talking to someone about how they feel about the situation. So in this one, the Natalie Portman character doesn't really tell anyone what she's feeling. We basically see it because it's all visualized, like reflections turning around and all that. But she never sits down and is like, this is what this means to me. I
think that contributes to her breakdown, though. She doesn't have anyone she can share that with.
Yeah, that's a great point.
She doesn't have anyone she can unload. She's carrying this entire weight on herself.
Yeah.
With no one to aid her. And she's only got the Mila Kunis character, like, she thinks she might be a friend and someone to help her tap into that wild side, but then it turns out that no, she's actually her enemy and is going to betray her. That's her mindset, at least. That's what she thinks, And, the teacher is not someone that's safe for her. That's a very antagonistic relationship. Her mom is totally not safe for her. She has no one she can go to.
Yeah, that's a great point. What happens if you can't talk to anyone? Well, you probably would burst on the inside, right?
Exactly. Fall apart.
Nice. And the last half hour of this film, or last 20 minutes, gangbusters,
That's the thing, is I complain about the first 2/3. The last third is unbelievable. It is just, what elevates the movie from 2.5, 3 stars to holy shit. Like, this is just, I think it's a testament to what he is able to accomplish as a director. The whole movie, I was talking with my girlfriend, we're thinking, like, I don't know anything about ballet, and they're talking about this major dance at the end, and, like, if she, like, all of a sudden, like, hits it, and, like, gets it, am I going to be able to tell the difference? Am I going to be able to know?
Yeah.
And I could. Like, that last dance was phenomenal, and it just blew me away, and I got it. I got the passion, I got the sensuality, I got everything that they were talking about the entire movie.
Yeah.
I saw it in this dance, and I don't know shit about dance.
Same
so,
here. Yeah, I mean,
think
like,
that's really
you
impressive.
felt it, man. Like, when she became the Black Swan, it was like, that's what they were going for. And,
Yeah.
like, Darren manages to do it on the level of the play within the movie and the movie, itself, where we're both like, oh my god, that's absolutely it.
Yeah.
And a movie like this where it kind of like keeps talking about the moment, the big payoff.
Right.
It could so easily fail and just disappoint, but this is one of the ones that just deliver on it.
Yeah.
So that's got to give props to the director.
Yeah,
here,
I felt like I saw one of the most amazing dance performances I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's very hard to criticize not being super entertained for the first 2/3
Right.
because it paid off so well at the
Yeah.
end. And I can't think of if he had done it differently, would it have the same
Yeah.
effect.
I mean, because you made an amazing point where it's like, because she has no one to talk to, that's the reason for her, breakdown, because it's just like bubbling within her. But I don't know, like, I'm always looking for like extra moments of like, I want to know why it means so much. I know it's perfection and all that, so that's just kind of my thing. But I mean,
the heavy themes of sexuality and sensuality in this movie, which were not played cheaply, was very an integral part of the movie, and I think that's a good sign that people are taking this movie seriously, that is so sexual.
Yeah.
And sexual in a mature way, sexual in an artistic way. Oh, the scene where he's got her back at his apartment, and he starts talking to her about, like, have you had sex?
Yeah.
Have you orgasmed? And it's like, and you begin to think, oh, this director, he's putting the moves on her, but not really. He's like legitimately asking because this is important to the role.
He's doing he knows how far she needs to be pushed.
Right.
And I guess when Kunis and Portman were doing the girl-on-girl action,
right,
they were kind of tentatively going at it. So Darren was like, listen, if you keep doing it that way, we got to keep doing the takes. So if you just go for it,
right,
we'll only have to do 1 or 2 takes. And I guess they had to go for it. And like I know when the movie first was announced, or that the word got out that Kunis and Portman would be kind of having these moments.
Right.
Every male across the blogosphere was like, I gotta go see this movie, or Princess Amidala and that
Jackie
70s
from
show.
that 70s
It's
show.
like the two hottest girls of the generation are finally coming together, literally in one movie. So, but it's done, very. Authentically to the story. It's not like
right.
Played
it's
up.
not gratuitous.
Yeah,
it's completely not gratuitous. It is integral to the story.
Yeah,
it's very important to the story.
And then it turns out to be a hallucination, which
right.
is even more interesting. Because then it's like, wow. Because then later she's like, you had a fantasy about me?
Did you have some Lizzie wet dream about me?
Yeah. Oscar worthy, I guess, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Do you think this is gonna be nominated for all the major ones?
It could be nominated for director. It could be. I think it will be nominated. I think Natalie Portman gets the best actress nod. Definitely. Could be nominated for picture, again, only because there's not that many phenomenal movies out there this year. So again, like we talked about for True Grit, if they're going to nominate 10 movies, then this gets nominated totally. And was it one of the 10 best movies of the year? Yeah, definitely. Was it one of the top 5?
But it's like, it's a thin list, man. I mean, if they got 10, they're going to be stretching it. It's like, okay, I guess so. And then this is another. The actress has to physically change herself to get the Oscar recognition. Is this kind of like,
or the
monster,
method acting. Yeah, I mean, she did become an amazing ballerina for this role, so there's something to that.
Get skinny, kind of de-beautify yourself,
right,
and look a little more real. But I mean, it's acting, right? It's finally it's not starring, not just being I'm the famous person just doing lines.
Right, it was acting. It was a great performance.
So.
It was a really good performance. And
All
she
right,
was wonderful.
So see it, worthy, regular price. And we'll talk about it for the Oscars. So
the blog continues, zenandtheartofwaitering.blogspot.com. Become a friend at facebook.com/zenandtheartofwaitering. As always, you can download a free sample of the book Zen and the Art of Waitering at smashwords.com/book/view/13249. And if you're hiring any kind of freelance writer, feel free to contact me for anything whatsoever.
And all links to Jonas's work are provided in the description area. So until next time, choose your movies wisely, because StoryCorp always gives us more of what we pay for. So hopefully we're going to get more Black Swan and more True Grit because they're making money. And until next time, long live good movies.